Is Christian Fromhertz of Tribeca Trade Group. Christian, day with a lot of two-way volatility. Another one of those days this year where stocks and bonds seem to disagree. Don't want to ask you the million-dollar question, which is why, but I would like to see what you make of this, what this kind of equity rally bounce back we have tells you about the character of the market and what you kind of expect to see going forward.
Yeah, sure, and it's definitely on a day-to-day basis. It's a seesaw, right? I mean, we're looking at a lot of different things. We're looking at high yield credit to see what's going on there. We're also just looking at overall positioning. I mean, I think that this has been a story for a while that really equities are under positioned, and there's a lot of hiding places that people are parking their money. A lot of defensives and so forth. So I think that's one of the reasons why you continue to see this kind of yo-yo bounce back once boxes like a very high put-call ratio, things like that get checked off. It sets up for a bounce.
And then let's talk about your trade here, because this is a solar company that reports earnings at the end of the month. I think some huge numbers expected in terms of growth, 30% on the bottom, 70% on the top. Talk to me about what kind of upside you're looking for in this name and kind of the thesis behind it.
Right, and I think what we're seeing right now is a lot of names that are going sideways. Possibly some false breakdowns that we're seeing today. Apple, some of the software names as well bouncing back quite nicely. But what I'm really concentrating on are names that are still in uptrends. So SEDG, which is a solar company, which I really like the sector right now. I'm also long the 10 ETF, but it's pushing right back to the 50-day moving average. So I really like simple setups. This one is right into support, and it's in an uptrend, and I think this is a place that you can kind of use options to speculate in one of those growth names that everybody seems to be running for the hills these days. But I think this is a good opportunity, and I'm looking for this to get back to 52-week highs using October 85 call spread.
Yes, that looks like I think it's a 1.7x return, a kind of total net of commissions as that fully plays out. And let's circle back to high yield then for a second, because this is a day where high yield probably isn't performing as well as you'd expect given the price action in equities. So what are you looking for there in terms of a domino to fall? Is it a market that's telling us that muddle through is the most likely backdrop, deceleration rather than abject deterioration?
Sure. I think that it's something that you definitely want to keep an eye on. I think in the credit markets is where we really see some areas of stress right away. And right now we're not seeing that. So the muddle through, I think, is kind of hitting the nail on the head. And we'll see if that breaks out of recent highs. But right now it hasn't.